That's better. All right, where are we? It's better that side. That's better. So, we are live. My picture's playing up. Hang on. Here we go. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? How is everyone? No, nothing like that. So, yes, as you can see, I'm in my 70s bedroom. I don't know who that child is, but it's past his bedtime anyway. So, here tonight we're going to discuss films from 50 years ago, because that's how old I am. Now, the first one's pretty obvious. The Exorcist. So, 8.1. It's an X certificate, as it was back in the day. And when a teenage girl is possessed by a mysterious entity, a mother seeks help of two priests to save her daughter. Not many people I know that don't like it. Some call it the Exorcist. But, Jim's here. Good evening, Jim. Good evening. It's easily the best. Well, stream over. But yeah, we're not ranking or anything. We're just looking tonight. But it is number one on the list. And who hasn't said enough about that? Made 232 million. Bloody hell. No wonder there's two sequels, two prequels, and now another trilogy. Good evening, Dr. Impossible. Glad you're here to put me right, because there's probably a lot of films on here I've never heard of that you'll know. Interesting stream. Oh, so they're not normally interesting, but tonight's is. Well, thanks for turning up, fans. Let's go on to number 2, because there's a lot of films in this list. American Graffiti. So George Lucas directed a film before Star Wars, apparently. What? So yeah, it's got Richard Dreyfuss, Ron Howard, Charles Martin Smith, and a young Harrison Ford in a cameo as such. I guess it's the small part before. But if you look at that, 115 million, it was a big hit. It had a sequel, I remember, and I think it had a TV show, if I'm not mistaken. But it is just about a group of teenagers in California's valley spend one final night. It's one of those films. Very well received, comedy drama. So, has anyone seen it? I'm trying to bring this up on my phone because the comments take a minute to turn up on my StreamYard. Where are we? It never shows me when I'm looking for me. What do you mean, what's the pipe about? It's this. It's the 70s. Everyone has a pipe. It's only show my mutton chops I'm growing up. I got 2 screens on a laptop, so I'm trying to. That's her standing in the corner. Hang on, if I can move. I can't get the hang of this. There's a child in the corner, so he's playing with his toys. Behave. Everyone smoked in the 70s. I thought this. See, you got a Dukes of Hazzard post on the wall and everything. Gave George Lucas the clout. Hey, Bob, to make Star Wars. It did. He said, if you can make a. I bet it was a very low budget. I can't be bothered to open the tabs on this one. But yeah, 115 million in old money is very well indeed. Good evening, Bob. So let's go to the next one. Martin Scorsese. Who's he? An up-and-comer. It looks like he made Mean Streets in this year of 1973. An X certificate. Oh dear. A small-time hood tries to keep the peace between his friend Johnny and Johnny's creditors. Now, I'll be honest. I've only seen it once, maybe, on VHS. Probably 30 years ago. Yeah, I did think that when I picked this picture. It's standing in the corner like it's the 70s Blair Witch. Great minds there, friends. So, is anyone here an actual fan of Mean Streets? And has seen it more than twice? How about that? Because, yeah, what was it? Robin De Niro, Harvey Keitel in their first big. It's not even a big role. It was Only made 3 million, considering what American Graffiti's 115 million. So, but it probably cost like a tenner to make. So what I'll do, I'll go through these and then step back on the comments when there are some. So, Enter the Dragon. Bloody hell, that's 50 years old. Of course it is. So yeah, Bruce Lee died, was it 50 years ago, a week. I think it's like 3 or 4 days before I was born. But great martial arts spy thriller, Enter the Dragon, and tournament film. So anyway, 25 million back in the day, allegedly. Not sure how much I trust. Scorsese. Bob says Scorsese is the greatest director of all time. I'll try and bring these up. But I have to keep swapping screens for it all. I think he is probably the greatest consistent director of all time. And I must admit, his new film does look very interesting with the Native Americans and still sort of gangsters. But we shall see. So a Shaolin martial arts travels to an island fortress to spy on an opium lord, who also is a former monk from his temple under the guise of attending a fighting tournament. It's still a great film, even 50 years on. In fact, so far all of these are 25 million. Yes, one of Jeff's films. I don't think he only had, I think he only had one film in 73. We'll see. So, what do we got next? Since most of these I didn't have VHSs for, what have I got? I got Exorcist. Don't have American Graffiti. I don't think. I thought I had, but I don't. Mean Streets I did have. Enter the Dragon I did. Wicker Man I did. So, no spoilers from this one. Still crazy that Bruce Lee died before Enter the Dragon came out. It made over 100 million worldwide, I believe. Yeah, I don't know what this gross is. This paid, because it definitely made a lot of money. But maybe it only accounts for the original. No, I've seen these before. Maybe it's just the original cinema release. I'll open that tab. Hopefully it won't destroy the Bond movies coming up. Yeah, there we go. There was a Bond movie. That was on a hiatus, I guess. Hang on. We'll just scroll down. This doesn't make you sick. Yeah, because so the gross must be America. And then 68 million worldwide is not bad for back then. Oh, pressing back. Well, there is no back. Right. So The Wicker Man. 88 minutes. So that's the theatrical cut. I think we've had 2 cuts since then. Directed by Robin Hardy with Christopher Lee and Britt Eklund, but not Britt Eklund's butt. Very disappointed to find out that was not her. Even though she said she'd do it because she didn't like the ass that portrayed her. But horror mystery thriller, yeah, I guess that's about right. And the great Edward Woodward, another X certificate. Only made 0.06 million in the box office. Crazy. They certainly made their money back with releases, because I've got... there it is. No, I was going to say, it's widescreen, but it's not. Not sure about that poster, though. The Sting and Papillon. Papillon. Papillon? Yeah. This year, yeah. So Soylent Green. It's People. Spoilers. Richard Fleischer, He directed that. And nightmarish future. Yeah, it's a nightmarish futuristic fantasy, is right. About controlling big corporations. Doesn't sound plausible. And an innocent cop that stumbles on the truth. Only made 7.9 million. That's good ratings. And it's 97 minutes. It's a good film. It's very 70s. Well, very 70s futuristic. Hey, mate. Mike's here, mate. You've gone too far already, mate. Alejandro Jodorowsky is bound to be in there somewhere, probably in the top 10. El Topo. Oh, I'm not really a big fan of his. Okay, we'll see if that comes up. If it was today, Britt Eklund would have been all about the butt. People were big ass phobic back then. Yes, the slim ladies were the 70s ladies, weren't they? Now, here's one I've never even heard of. And it's Just who Dr. Impossible just said as well. Did he see ahead of me? I've never even heard of this or him. The Holy Mountain. In a corrupt, greed-fueled world, a powerful alchemist leads a Masonic character and several materialistic figures to the Holy Mountain where they hope to achieve enlightenment. Oh, it stars himself and some others. And it made about the same as Wicker Man. But I've never heard of it, but it's got 7.8, so it must be good. Although, something about that poster is quite familiar. But is it worth watching? I'm guessing you're not big a fan of it, so it can't be any good. There you go. There's your Serpico. Oh, there's... Try not to... No, can't do it. Fuck it. It's an Exorcist biography, because it's based on a true story of Frank Serpico. Attica. That's it. Sidney Lumet, sorry. Good evening, Rob. Exploitation Reviews. 73 was a good year. Have we talked about Kofi yet? Kofi rules. We'll get to Kofi. I'm sure that's in this list. Well, if it was released theatrically in 1973, it should be on here. Joe Dorosky almost directed a version of Dune. Bloody hell. How have I never heard of this guy before? But I'm an amateur in this, but yeah. Honest Cop Serpico. Although that poster doesn't really scream undercover cop with glasses and beard, but then here's some Clint. So, what's he doing? There's Papillon next. High Plains Drifter. Now, I thought I had that. I remember the poster, and I thought the poster was in my boxes upstairs, but no. And I don't think I've seen this in a very long time. A gunfighting stranger comes to a small settlement of Largo and is hired to bring the townsfolk together in an attempt to hold off 3 outlaws on their way. It's directed by Clint. Is that his second film as director? And it does have Clint Eastwood in it. It's maybe a Plains Drifter. I always confuse that with another one. THX, I don't think so, because we've just had, unless he made American Graffiti and THX in 73. Yes, 2 Foster Ape, yes, indeed. Theory of the Exorcist, well, 74 as well. Was there an Exorcist in 74, or is that the re-release? Vape? How common. Badlands. That might be here. I haven't seen High Plains Drifter in ages. I should watch that one again. Yes, I agree. Well, that's same here. But it looks gorgeous. The Exorcist was 73. Yes, thank you. That was number 1 on our list. Thanks for joining us. I bloody bet The Offense is number 36. Sean Connery's greatest and most intense performance. Lumet. Greatness. Yeah, that was a bloody good film. As Matthew Biddy would say. But yeah, I didn't expect it to be that dark, but it was a great film. But I don't know. I don't know what this rating is, because I don't think it's based. Is it in rating order? 7.48. No, it's not in money order. It's not in star order or Metascore data. I don't think it's in any particular order. But I don't think it's in popularity order. Was Airplane 73? No, Airplane was 80, 81. The Exorcist had a much wider release in 74. Well, thank you, Austin. But in 74 was the initial release. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Oh, okay. I did not know that, because it was banned from 84 on VHS till 99. The Offense is great. Yeah, devastatingly bleak film, isn't it? Very accurate description. Watch it, but don't watch something funny after. I was not prepared for that level of film. I knew nothing about it. Halloween was the same. Limited release in the wider release in the okay. I watched The Legend of Hell House yesterday. I did see you said that. I couldn't remember which one that is. I remember the poster, but I can't remember what happened. But if it's in this list, we'll have a look. The Cheerleaders, 73. The film is smoking. Is the film smoking, or is the lady smoking? Or am I smoking? And pretty funny. Okay. Jay's here. That's a good point. I'm guessing you can hear me. The Offense is a watch once only film for me. It was tough watch, not really my thing. Yeah, it's not. It definitely doesn't have rewatch, but it's got Connery at his best. So if you love Connery, you'll love The Offense. Right, where are we? Papillon. Now I know it's biography and it's 2.5 hours long. It's got an 8 rating. Franklin J. Schaffner. I don't know if I know that name. But it's a French convict in the 1930s befriends a fellow criminal as the two of them begin serving their sentence in a South American penal colony on Down Island. Okay. Definitely another. Oh, the greatest adventure of escape, it says in the poster. Okay. Because definitely interested in it, but I know it does say it's based on a true story. But I've known nothing about it. I remember seeing trailers on the Cinema Club trailers. But apart from its cast, and I do know it was remade recently, wasn't it, with Bohemian Rhapsody and Bond villain guy, but it came and went. I think it was him. That makes sense. Exorcist came out on Boxing Day. Oh, that does make sense if it came out on Boxing Day 73. Thank you, Jim. About 10 minutes, I think. Yeah. Unfortunately, poor Mike was mute for 10 minutes. The Offense is worth having for the Connery collection, yes, if you indeed. So, one of Connery's best films. If a hard watch. Live and Let Die, yep. I must be in here. It's not in the top 10, but Papillon is a great survivalist film. Yeah, it looks pretty harsh conditions. No spoilers. Right, what's next? Right, we're on number. The Day of the Jackal. There you go. Another long one. Based on the novel. Directed by Fred Zinnemann. Starring Edward Fox. Edward Fox. Good old Edward Fox. In the aftermath, yeah. So it's about an assassin set to kill President Charles de Gaulle. So it's like, 2.5 hours of him setting up this kill, pretty much, but gripping stuff. And it was remade with Bruce Willis and Richard Gere. Where was it? Bruce Willis is the bad guy, the Jackal, and Richard Gere is Irish. Oh, yeah, I definitely have to watch it now. Probably Steve McQueen's best performance, and he's done loads. Battle for the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, I think that's coming up. I had a quick glance at this list just so I could see what videos I got, but turns out not many because there's. So you've had Steve McQueen, now we've got Paul Newman and Robert Redford and Robert Shaw, 2 grifters, team up to pull off the ultimate con, the Sting. So yeah, it's got a famous. This background is a 70s bedroom because look, I got my Dukes of Hazzard, got my toys, got Bela Lugosi, got a small child sitting in the corner, behaving. You behaving? Good. I couldn't find. Well, cameras didn't exist in my day. What's wrong with this bedroom? It's perfectly serviceable. It's a proper 70s bedroom. All right. Fine. It's obviously offending the libs. I just have some backups. Let's go to the bedroom, my adult bedroom, or the parents' bedroom while they're away. There we go. How's that? Not better? Right. There you go. The Holy Mountain is very new age, transcendental, high vibration energy driving spiritualism. Not fun, then. We're doing the mate thing. Oh, fucking hell. Mate. A grown man in a child's bedroom. Just visiting. Mate, yes, thank you. I've never seen The Sting. You can boo me now. Well, Bob's booing you. I have seen it, but it's been a while. But when you got that cast pulling a con, it's worth a watch. Oh, yeah, it's got to have some lovely wood chipping. Don't forget to paint it. I spend many hours of my childhood peeling the wood chip out of the wood chip wallpaper. Hours of fun. Didn't have Nintendos back then. But when I do my cinema video of my memories, no, the TV one, my wallpaper from my childhood. I found a version of it. Will be featuring in that. Now, The Sting 2, yes, I don't know much about The Sting 2. I know it's usually very derided and not as popular. And most people say unacceptable. Was there a TV show, or am I imagining things? Right, carry on. Oh, Don't Look Now. Here we go. Some proper horror. And some sex. Oh, everyone's past is coming back to order. Oh, hang on, sorry. A serving hatch from kitchen to living room. Very important, very posh. That's what Jay's mansion had anyway. The servants would pass through the food to the butler and the maids. Anyone mentioned Westworld? That hasn't turned up yet, but if it was made in 1973, it will be on this list. So Don't Look Now. Yeah, that's another. That's a great film, but not a fun one. But it so we're back on The Sting. I've never seen The Sting 2 either. Can't even remember who's in it. It's not the same cast. But I've not heard good things. And it's kind of hilarious that The Sting had. Oh yeah, The Sting 2 had Gleeson and Oliver Reed. There you go. Not exactly the same level, but I guess Jackie Gleason's the same level as at least Charles Durning. Oh, it did make 159 million. Bought the Don't Look Now on 4K. I bet Venice looks gorgeous. Just as gorgeous as Julie Christie, yes. Banged up the slammer. Right. Day of the Jackal was a bit better than the Bruce Willis one. I must admit, it is an entertaining 90s thriller, the Bruce Willis one. And Jack Black gets obliterated by a big gun. Spoilers. There were a lot of don'ts movies. Weird title trend. Don't Go in the House. Don't Go in the House is pretty good. I think I've seen that, but I don't remember much about it. Yeah, what's that don't? Is there a don't about a duckling? Don't kill a duckling or something? Or am I imagining that one? Yeah, Don't Go in the House. I'm trying to think there's another one, yeah. I Was Born the Year of the Machete. Oh, bloody hell. Saw final chapter in Inception, Insidious, Piranha 3D, Night and Day, Kick-Ass, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1, Toy Story 3 and Alice in Wonderland. Hang on. Those are very recent. Fuck. Love the film Day of the Jackal. Edward Fox nails that role with ease. Yeah, he was proper ruthless in that. Lonsdale's. Stranger's performance, but great performance. Yeah. Yeah, I always liked Lonsdale. Fred Zimmerman was a great director. Yeah, I have to see what else he did. Hang on. Let's have a look. I'll pop that open there. Right. Had to get a bottom reference in there somewhere. I saw Jackal in the theaters. Oh, the Jackal. The Jackal is shocking and hilarious. Yeah, it is. Especially looking back, knowing it's Jack Black before he was famous. Don't Go in the House. It has a scene where a guy ties up a naked woman and then uses a flamethrower in a crazy scene. Funny enough, that doesn't ring a bell, but I know what's on a future watch. Ginger Rogers. You know why they call it Ginger Rogers? Ginger Rogers, indeed. Right, where do we get to? Don't Look Now. Yes, very, very sad. Very sad beginning where the young daughter drowns in a pond in the house, and then they move away, and death follows them. All right, where do we go? Oh, Nicholas Roeg, of course. There we go. Right, Live and Let Die. There you go. There's your Bond. So the racist Bond film is from 1973. Guy Hamilton directed. But yeah, it still looks gorgeous. Got a lot of great stunts. That is, yeah. See, everyone seems to remember Jack Black's arm being shot off with the remote control gun. No one seems to remember Bruce Willis kissing a dude and bad blonde hair. A diabolically brilliant heroin magnet, armed with a complex organization, and then a lovely Jane Seymour. Because what is she? Early 20s in there? And I'm not forgetting one of the best Bond themes ever. In fact, maybe I'll get singing. Let's vote for a singing. There you go. There's Westworld. Michael Crichton directed it. I keep forgetting he directed his own stuff. and Westworld, and then there was Future World. it's blaxploitation, but people seeing that now think that's racist because I've got the book down there, and well, I've got the 3 versions of the older book, and there's a lot of racist chapters, but that's how it was written. So who am I to complain? I know it's bad, but it was the 50s. But yeah. So, lovely change so much. So where are I? Westworld. A robot malfunction creates havoc on unsuspected vacationers. Yeah, so Yul Brynner, Richard Benjamin, and James Brolin. But so if you like The Terminator, the first one, you'll probably enjoy Westworld because Terminator does rip it off a bit. Yes, Paddy, good evening. Yes, I was thinking about that because you see the A, the 5th. Well, some are A, some are 15, some are X, some A, AAA, 15. It doesn't seem to. I don't know why they vary. So where do we get to? But Westworld, yeah, Michael Crichton and Richard Benjamin. So yeah, the Future World wasn't as good, but who's in there? Peter Fonda, isn't it, as a reporter? Of course, remade into a TV series that had an amazing first season and then took a nosedive. I think it made 4 seasons. I know the Nolans were involved in the first season, but I don't know about the rest. So, where do we get to? How do you like my bed? Sexy, what? Don't know what the circle thing is problem at. Hey, Noah. Bond, James Bond, indeed. He deserved it for his later films. Where do we get to? Oh, Jack Black. Yul Brynner is iconic in Westworld, yeah. Dressed in black. The bad guy of the Cowboys. And what cannot be stopped. Although, do you prefer the 2020 BFC rate or the... I don't pay any attention to ratings anymore because most films are just 12A. Plus, I'm old enough to get into cinema to see them no problem. So I don't really pay much attention to them, to be honest. I don't know. I know every so often they change the colors. Like the VHS in the 90s, they had the BBFC in the title, and then the older ones are just white with the number in, and they keep changing them. I don't know why, just to pay for something. Oh yes, of course he's in. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer with cancel Jack Black, Jamaican red dreadlocks, almost blackface. I've been tempted to watch the TV show, but I heard the later seasons were terrible. Yeah, I watched season 2 and then that was it. It was just too ridiculous. Shame, it's such a good show, the first season. 12A wasn't introduced until Bourne Identity and Spider-Man 2002. Yes, there you go. Because we needed more bloody ratings. Right, where do we get to? Here we go. A U rating. Robin Hood. My favorite Disney film. Although, not one I watch much, but it's got the great Peter Ustinov. I think he's... Let's see. Not King Richard? No, the other guy. Yes, there we go. Something like... Have you seen the Leprechaun and Saw films? If you do you like the films? I like them. I don't love them. So I've seen all of them. I've seen all 9 Saw films, and then how many Leprechauns films is there? 5, 6? I've seen In the Hoods and In Space. They're all right. Yes, Paul Rubens has died. Yes. See, everyone's getting upset, but I barely knew the man. I know nothing of his work. I wasn't really a fan of Pee-wee. We only got the one film here, really. But he looked like a nice bloke. So, yeah, sad loss. But, yeah, Pee-wee Herman was just never a thing over here. Greetings and salutations, Professor. How are you? Now, where were you in 1973? Yeah, Paul Rubens. Robin Hood, Disney film that's got a 7.5 rating. It's only 83 minutes. And there's probably problematic things all over it. Git. Yes, it was 50 years ago. The show must go on. Right, next. Walking Tall. Now, here we go. Joe Don Baker. Can't go wrong with Joe Don. It's not... No, what's the one ever takes the piss off of one now? But yeah, remade with The Rock in the early, 2000s. And even that had a couple of sequels that he wasn't in. But yeah, this one, Walking Tall, had a few sequels as well. And it is based on a true story. I can't remember. I think so. Well, a vague true story of a chef that single-handedly cleaned up his small town, but nearly cost him everything. But yeah, Sin City, USA. But it's a nice one. Oh, Mike, don't lower the tone, mate. He had one slip in the 90s that wasn't affecting anyone, unless you sat on the seat after him. But I saw very little Pee-wee's Playhouse, yeah. But I loved The Big Adventure. Also, he was very great in... Oh, yeah, The Spleen, of course. Yes, he was great in Mystery Men. I don't remember him in Blow, but I think I've only seen Blow once. I always wait for TV shows to end just in case they get cancelled. Very wise, Bob, very wise. Because I would have to have wasted all those hours in my life. And I think, well, you see, that's true of modern shows because they always have this bloody storyline that goes all the way through them. And then if that doesn't get resolved, you don't get it anyway. But like 80s shows, they were just episodes of the week. And so if it stopped, it stopped. You didn't lose out. Saying, oh no, what happened? It was supposed to be a whole season. There you go. Walking Tall is based on a true story. Thank you, Rob. Not sure how true it is in the Rock version. I wasn't even a concept yet. Shit, my parents were probably still dating at that point. First Saw was great, but the rest borderline torture porn. Yeah, that's the term that gets thrown at them. But the second one is most people's favorite, but the first one is a great thriller. Isn't that what those cinemas are for? Yeah, if you're caught knocking one off in a porn cinema, is it illegal? If you're caught knocking one off in a normal cinema to Barbie, then you might be thrown out. Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer. I don't watch trailers anymore. They just ruin it. Going blind to stuff if I can. But yeah, I'm imagining it is just a remake of Saw 3 or something like that. I like with Pee-wee films, escapist fun. I know, of course, he did Flight of the Navigator. He was the voice in that of the spaceship. Oh, I thought it was... Well, yeah, that's what I could never tell, whether it was a normal cinema or if it was a porn cinema. But I don't... Well, I think it was showing a porno, but whether it was a legit cinema with adult material or an actual porn film. When people are born on the year with the most and great films, they collect films from their collection, then watches and loves films at the cinema, and is an expert at films. I think. I don't know. Yeah, I've not seen. I've seen stills because they're all over the internet. But yeah, I don't know how you can make an Exorcist film because what's it been? Well, 50 years since the first. It's probably not the first film that had an exorcism in it. But how do you do it any different to that one? It's just a demon standing there or laying there or tied up so they can do all the stuff that's in the Bible. It's all going to be the same. So they're going to need to find... Because what is it? The Supernatural TV series got around it by having a magic knife that just stabbed it and saved them a lot of work. Yes, Pee-wee was Danny DeVito's the Penguin's dad in Batman Returns. That's true, yeah. He's right at the beginning. And I think he came back for the Gotham TV series as the Penguin's father. Ellen Burstyn is in it, yeah. Bless her. 90 years old, collecting a paycheck. Good for her. And Linda Bear's allegedly in it, but I guess they're saving that for the second trailer. I didn't see that Netflix Pee-wee film. Big Top Pee-wee isn't as good as Big Adventure, but it has its moments. Yeah. I don't remember much about it. It wasn't very big for me anyway, and definitely not his TV show. I never saw any of that. Right, where do we get to? Badlands. There's Badlands. Who said Badlands? Terrence Malick. Mark Sheen, Sissy Spacek. See, I always think Badlands was Spielberg, but he did Sugarland Express, so I always confuse those two. Oh, hang on. Mark Wahlberg. He wasn't. And Simone was his mother. Yes, there you go. I remember. I know the actress had a connection to Pee-wee as well. So they had them both dumping a baby off a bridge into the cold. A bit dark, but yeah. Was Batman Returns. But now it's 2 possessed girls, so she double the spookiness because, yeah, double the pea soup. What are they going to be doing with crucifixes? Thought about them making Violent Night 2 and Pope's Exorcist 2. I did enjoy Pope's Exorcist 2. That was silly fun. Silly horror. So I don't mind that. I thought it was just going to be a rip-off of The Exorcist, but it just went out of there instead, which was good for it. But Violent Night, yeah, that was all right. I'll probably watch it again this Christmas, but we'll see if it's a regular one. Violent Night 2 would be hilarious. Pope's Exorcist doesn't like my fire, yeah, it doesn't need a sequel. I know the real Vicar had a lot of adventures, but if they're going to try and top the first one, it's going to be just ridiculous. Right, where are we? Badlands. Yes, an impressionable teenage girl from a dead-end town and an older greaser boyfriend embark on a killing spree. Yeah, I think I've only seen it once, very long ago. It's X-rated. Action crime drama from 94 minutes. But knowing Terrence Malick is a very slow 90 minutes. Thoughts on making Bullet Train 2? Yeah, it's another one that doesn't need it. I think the first one tried too hard to be a Guy Ritchie film, but it had its moments. I remember Big Top TV turning up on BBC 2 one early evening in the 90s and being surprised when they made another one. Yeah, Pee-wee's very under the radar of you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you go to anyone in the street and say, do you know Pee-wee Herman? They probably won't have a fucking clue what you're on about. Even now, he's going to be all over the news. You're going to say, who the fuck is that? Another Stone classic with Gold, Long Goodbye. All right, let's have a look at that then. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger, I believe, is in The Long Goodbye. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because it's a Philip Marlowe film with Robert Altman directing. He helps a friend out of his jam, but gets implicated in his wife's murder. But yeah, any noir film, especially if it's made in the 70s, it's got to be fun. Now, I think Electric Light and Blue is coming up later, so we'll talk about that later as well. But yeah, Philip Marlowe updated for the modern audience of the 70s. Definitely worth a watch. Paper Moon. I was just thinking, is it Paper House, which I know Mike does. Oh yes, Alien Romulus is coming out. I'll wait and see what it's like before I make any judgments, but I'm not in any rush to see it. Didn't like Bullet Train and all. Yeah, I enjoyed it, bits of it. Every so often. Yeah, there we go. I hated Bullet Train. It's like someone that loved Tarantino and Guy Ritchie wants to make a film like that without understanding what most of his films take. There you go. That's an accurate description. It was. I was getting so many Guy Ritchie vibes from it, but it wasn't landing. Was Arnie ever not enormous in those early films? No, well, this was 70s was the height of his bodybuilding. I'm guessing physically enormous or star enormous. Now, Paper Moon, I know the name, but I don't know anything about it. Ryan O'Neal, Tatum O'Neal, Madeline Kahn, John Hillerman. So that's Magnum. Higgins from Magnum. During the Great Depression, a con man finds himself saddled with a young girl who may or not be his daughter. Can't say I'm going to track that one down. Oh, what's this? Fantastic Planet. I don't know this one. French film. But with an English cast of Rocky Horror's Barry Bostwick. On a faraway planet where blue giants rule, oppressed humanoids rebel against their machine-like leaders. Okay, anyone know that one? Doesn't ring a bell. 72 minutes, only an A. So what's that, 15? It's French, so it's probably going to have some sex in it. But Fantastic Planet. Doesn't... nothing. Let's go on to the next one. There we go. There's the other Scarecrow. The other one from Jeff's Reviews. Hang on, before we start on that, we're getting some Watched The Long Goodbye for the first time in years recently, and I loved it. It was clearly a big influence on the Coens. Can't remember. It's been probably about 10 years. I need to check that one out again. But yeah, I remember it being good. Good old detective. Hey, Kel, thanks for joining us. And Enter the Dragon and Magnum Force. Yeah, we've had to Enter the Dragon. We haven't had Magnum Force yet, but early days. Let's carry on. I can't say I remember seeing Badlands, Long Goodbye, or Paper Moon, neither Fantastic Planet. Oh, Professor Macabre. Although, yeah, I can't blame you for not seeing those. They are quite niche. It does sound like, hang on. No, I'll probably kill the stream if I try and load it. A trailer, but yeah, it's French 70s animated. So it's gonna be working mad bastards. Right, where do we get? I'm imagining, yeah, very trippy for 70s. Where's Peter Yates' masterclass? The Friends of Eddie Coyle. Robert Mitchum was diamond in that film. Oh, okay. Where were we? You're only at 22. I think there's 300 films, but we won't be doing them all. Magnum Force is a very fine sequel. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Right, Scarecrow. So, yes. So, Jeff 101 Bronson reviewed this in his Al Pacino reviews. A couple of guys get together. Ooh, this is a very tricky question. I have to wait till the end of this stream because there's too many to list at the moment, but we'll see. They need to finish off that Prometheus trilogy first. Long, yeah, good riddance to that. Right, so Scarecrow is two guys hanging around, homeless guys, but probably should be very good. Why not? Sure, what we got? I don't think. Dr. Impossible. Yeah, I've never. Probably very tricky. Yeah, weird one. Must be. Where are we get to? Yeah, if only. The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. Now, here we go. That's a great film. That's one I've seen lots. The Tom Baker one. The Carolina Monroe. Yum yum. But yeah, the old Sinbad films, even though it's a man in, I don't know what face. It's a white guy playing Sinbad. So, who knows? I think Alien fans have really retconned it on their own, yes, probably in their heads. Now, Scarecrow and Golden Voyage, I think I have seen. I think I might be going up 50-50 on seen, not seen ratio. Yeah, don't worry. I haven't seen a lot of these either. Good evening, Gregor. How are you? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, I can never remember the Sinbads of the film, but I can remember the ladies and the bad guys because Tom Baker was a great bad guy in this. This was before Doctor Who. What do you mean shoddy? Well, as long as I don't move, it's fine. Thank you, Ricky, for joining us. Yeah, see, it's the Sinbad trilogy on Kid as a VHS. Yeah, I can't name the films, but let's watch it. The Seven Voyages of Sinbad, the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and another one that all problematic now. Don't mention him. He'll go away if you don't talk to him. Right, so there's The Way We Were. So another Robert Redford film, Barbra Streisand. And then Sounds Like Fun. During post-World War II McCarthyism, a couple come together to find out genuine friendship is not enough to overcome fundamental societal beliefs. Okay, sounds fun. So that's a drama around Sidney Pollack. He's always good, but hang on, where are we? Ryan O'Neal had a lot of stinkers back in there. He wasn't anything that was really good. I mean, how many people can remember his films? Was he in Tough Guys Can't Dance? Or am I imagining that? He was in Partners, which I mentioned in my VHS video, where he was the straight man to what's his name? John Hurt's other one. Can't remember. Sinbad and the Other Tiger. Oh, that was a good one with the saber-toothed tiger at the end. Good old stop motion. Parallax View. Good one. I watched that recently with Warren Beatty. Another 70s conspiracy thriller. That was good, but I don't know what year. It might be in this list. It was a shame she was dubbed in most of the films. She has a pleasant voice. Yeah, why dub her then? Oh, yes, she's in Slaughter High, isn't he? Playing a teenager that at the beginning. Yes. Yes. Barry Lyndon. Okay, is that coming up or is that something else? It might be seem weird from coming from a guy like me, but I have seen The Way We Were. Memories like corners of my mind, misty watercolored memories of the way we were. Yeah, it had a hit song. Where'd I get to? Hi, Ricky. Go away, Ricky. Though Kubrick only cast him because he was a box office draw rather than he was right for the film. Okay. Kubrick. Oh, Barry Lyndon. Sorry. I get it now. Ryan O'Neal. The 70s probably had the best period for solid commercial films across the board. You don't see this level of diverse films anymore. Exactly. Netflix dumped another loads series today. Not Furry and Newell. Yeah, fuck them. I have never seen a film on Netflix that they hadn't made themselves because I go looking for them. I can't find anything I want to watch. Right, oh, we go. Jack Nicholson's here with Randy Quaid. The Last Detail, directed by Hal Ashby. Two Navy men ordered to bring a young offender to prison, but decide to show him one last good time along the way. Well, if you want someone to show you a good time in the 70s, Jack Nicholson was the man. I haven't seen it, but I keep meaning to. But has anyone seen it? Because I imagine Jack Nicholson's good time is probably half illegal. Right, where are we? I'll crack on. Oh, there we go. There's the offence. A burnt out British police finally snaps will interrogate a suspected child molester. If that's not entertainment, I don't know what is. There's your Sydney in a month. Trevor Howard, Ian Bannon. It's an X-rated, nearly 2 hours. But it is pure Connery. Your testosterone levels will go up watching that. Right. What time is that? Okay, plenty of time. So there's the last the offence and the last detail. White Lightning. Burt Reynolds is here to save us. Now, White Lightning, was it? Yeah, the first, they had two films, White Lightning, and then White Lightning, and then Gator was the sequel. It's not as good, but White Lightning is good. Jack Nicholson and Randy Quaid. How have I not seen this? Added to the hunt list. Good for you, Professor. Sorry, almost demoted you then. But yeah, I too need to add it to my list. But White Lightning, yeah. So an ex-con teams up with a federal agent to help them with breaking up a moonshine ring. So yeah, it's got a car chase in it, as far as I remember, and it's like a pre-Smokey and the Bandit, but just Burt on his own in that one. But hey, Echo. Hello, Echo. Good to see you. Ooh, 78 was a better year. Is that the year you were born, Echo? If the strikers get what they want, that could mean everyone finds out that Netflix numbers aren't that great. I mean, it's lower stock prices for them and less productions for actors and writers. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword what that's happening, isn't it? But at the same time, if they take your picture and say they can use it forever and you become famous, you're fucked. The Last Detail is an excellent film, very 70s, even down to the spoilers, France. And a happy ending. I'm hoping he gets a happy ending throughout in the film at some point. Both me and the Professor are from 1978. Young bucks here tonight. But yeah, if you like Burt Reynolds and Smoking the Bandit and Cannonball Run, he is very good in White Lightning. Oh. What is it, Bob? Did I miss it? I don't think I missed it. I didn't see it. Oh, hang on. Last one was the Ryan O'Neal one. I thought I saw that one. Rewrite it if you can. I don't think. Where are we? I can't see my fucking streams. Right. Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ, Superstar, wears fancy knickers and a Playtex bra. So yeah, film version of the musical stage play presenting the last few weeks of Christ's life, told in a something manner. Like, can't read. But yeah, I thought, yeah. There you go. There are happy endings in the film, if you know what I mean. Oh, good. There we go. That's a bonus. Jesus Christ Superstar is a good movie. Awesome soundtrack. Yeah. I remember. I still remember it being on TV back in the day. And I used to enjoy it. Well, I haven't seen it for a very long time. Jesus Christ Superstar. My dad rented it on Betamax. Got a copy on DVD somewhere. Get that on. Let's have a sing along for that. I thought I was expecting it to be like 3 hours, but it's only 106 minutes. Right, where are we? Magnum Force, Dirty Harry. And before we start that, Francis got a comment. Never saw Jesus Christ Superstar. I don't think it would be something I like. Yeah, that's the trouble. It's definitely no Life of Brian. But tempted. If it was a long film, I might not be watching it, but if it's short for a musical, I think one of your bots removed it. I don't know. Fucking Nightbot. Nightbot should tell me if it's true. I don't think there's any. If anyone's here, that's an admin. Right, Magnum Force. Great film. Sequel to Dirty Harry. But probably it is my favourite Dirty Harry film. Oh, it's Norman Jewison. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, the director. So it's got some talent behind it for a start. And it is based on the hit musical play. Is that the famous guy that writes musicals? The Dirty Harry is so much fun to watch, yes. So hopefully, at some point in the future, me and Jeff would have our script out for Dirty Harry versus Death Wish. Nightbot is growing mad with admin power. He is, because he used to tell me whose comments he hid, but now he's not. I don't see any Nightbot action at all. Fucker. To be fair, I guarantee it is better than Cats. I guarantee that. I will pay for the rental fee if I'm wrong. Couldn't agree more, Franz. Fran Ashby has also delivered some stark dramas. Harold and Maude was on, and Coming Home was the other. Okay. Where was Ashby? How far back are we going for him? There you go. The Last Detail, yes. Okay. I need to check out more of his work, but there we go. So, yeah, Dirty Harry. Awesome film. Action, crime, mystery. Awesome Clint. There we go. Sex comedy. I'm guessing from those names is an Italian. So, Malicious. X-rated. A widower and two of his sons become infatuated with their beautiful housekeeper, and all three set out to seduce her using their own unique methods. Good point, Echo. I think Nightbot might be on strike. Can anyone see Bob's comment? Fine, I'll do my own bloody work. Right, where are we? Yes. How did this Malicious make more money than The Wicker Man? Sex sells, I guess. Anyone know that one? Right, hang on. I'll go and look at my own fucking stream. Got no. Right. Bob. The last comment is not showing. No, that's not blocked on my desk, so I don't know. Right, again, Bob. There we go. Three Musketeers. Who remembers these films? Richard Lester, he of Superman 2 fame. Oliver Reed, Raquel Welch, Richard Chamberlain, Michael York. Hell of a cast. And a great squashbuckling adventure. Right, where are we? And being there is oddly life-affirming. Is that the Peter Sellers film? Or is that, no, that's something else, isn't it? The Offense at 26. Yeah, I don't know what their rating is. It's not listed by. It's not sorted by any order. It doesn't seem to be money made. It doesn't seem to be ratings, scores, anything. Well, just random. But maybe it's popularity or something. But By the way, as someone who owns a fancy-looking pipe, it's scientific fact that it makes you look more sophisticated. There you go. Look at me. Yeah, never heard of Malicious. Yeah. A bawdy sex comedy, then? Or is it just looking like that and it's not actually that sexy? Yeah, the Musketeers funds are a lot of fun films. Yeah, the old ones anyway. What is that? There's two of them, wasn't there? The 70s ones? Or, yeah. I can't remember now. Was it the Four Musketeers? The second. There we go. There's Coffee. If you're still here, Bob. The other Bob. From Exploitation Reviews. Yeah, I saw this Coffee for the first time last month, and it was bloody awesome. A sexy black nurse takes vigilante justice against inner city drug dealers after her sister becomes the latest victim. Yeah, absolutely fantastic film. Oh, there's a third film. What's that called? Coffee is amazing. Love that one. Yes. If you want to see a 70s blaxploitation film, watch that one. And if you want to see a lot more of Pam Grier, watch that film. Oh, Monocle. Oh, there you go. That's a good idea. I've only got an eye patch. But Monocle might be. Oh, there you go. Roy Kinnear got killed while making the third one. But I think it was that heart problems rather than an accident, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, because it is Greg Kinnear that's in the Bond films and that Men film that came out. It's his son. So there's Coffee. Everyone loves coffee. Coffee. Then we got My Name is Nobody, which is, if you watch The Burbs, the bit where Tom Hanks and that walk up to the house and the song plays is from that film. It's from My Name is Nobody, which I only found out recently. Malicious. Yeah. Oh, you know that one. Okay. But yeah, I think I saw My Name is Rory Kinnear, not Roy. Fine. Yes. Fucking diss me, bastard. Says the man that was muted for 10 minutes on his stream last night. Not as fallible as anyone. No, he got thrown off a horse. Oh, it was that. Shit. I remember it being in the news. I couldn't remember else. He was great. The other Kinnear, the dad Kinnear. So yeah. Oh, faced down a gang of 150 outlaws before he can retire. So I don't remember much about it because I was only watching it for the song, but the music, I should say, not songs, no singing. But I used to watch Terence Hill in a lot of films growing up. Him and the other guy, Bud. Hey, Stuart, no one looks cool smoking a car unless it's Lee Van Cleef. Shit. Fine. Pipe's going away. I think I'll retire to the living room as well while I'm here. Let's have a look. Where are we? Living room. There we go. That's better. Got the Babycham ready. Telly, the brand new 12-inch. Right. Oh, Charlotte's Web. Not a dry eye in the house. I probably saw it as a kid, but I don't remember much about it. But it's got Debbie Reynolds, Henry Gibson, directed by two people. But I know there's many, many versions, especially animated versions of Charlotte Web. So I'm not 100% sure which one this is. I need to go through my VHS because I've got a few copies myself. But any fans of Charlotte's Web? Yeah, we haven't decorated for a few years, but it is the 70s. Pretty cool, eh? Jealous much, Echo? Oh, Nightbot's here. There you go. You have my attention. Not showing again. See, this is showing. What are you typing that's being blocked? Maybe it's been blocked by YouTube themselves, and if there's no one admins that can see it. Hang on. Who's an admin? Oh, no, I don't see any comments. Even on the live stream there, Bob. Type it in phonetically. Stop spamming symbols. Oh, what? Yeah, it's your fault, Echo. I'm sure you mentioned Nightbot in one of your streams, and I checked it out. What about the Drambuie or the Pernod? Drambuie. Woo! And I've something for the birds, I guess. 35 coil, Jesus. Oh, hang on. The Friends of Eddie Coyle. There you go. Peter Yates, Robert Mitchum. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about what number there because there is nothing I can. Oh, you can see on your phone stream. What the hell? That means I'm looking at the phone stream here. Not seeing again. Nightbot, Echo, and then. Well, I guess you can see it on your phone because you messaged it, but weird. It's not coming through. Does it say it's blocked or anything? So Charlotte's Web. Hang on. Charlotte's Web is okay. Big fan of the book. Okay. Of course. It's a book, isn't it? Kitty's book. Fear Nightbot. He's the new Skynet. He's not fucking clever enough to be Skynet. He's Windows Millennium at best. 1970s films. Hello, Luke. Thanks for joining us. Jack Nicholson made an awesome film in the 70s called 5 Easy Pieces. Yeah, we haven't got to that one yet, but we had the last detail with Jack Nicholson. When I put a period in something and Nightbot got butthurt over the period, it's just wow. It was just a full stop. Okay. Stupid Nightbot. Yeah, all the stuff he lets through. All right. So where are we? The Friends of Eddie Coyle. After his last crime has him looking at a long prison sentence for repeat offences, a low-level Boston gangster decides to snitch on his friends to avoid jail time. Okay. Sounds good. Is that Nitcham? Absinthe. I can't remember what he says. Something. I can't remember what he describes absinthe, but this is cool digs. You're all jealous. Right, where are we? Showdown. Now, this is a drama western, so I'm not very good at westerns, but this has Rock Hudson and Dean Martin in. Two men have been friends and shall find themselves at opposite ends of the law. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of Showdown. But I am not up on my westerns, as you know. This one I do know. Theatre of Blood. A Shakespearean actor takes poetic revenge on the critics who denied him recognition. So Vincent Price, Diana Rigg. Now, I remember this from when it came out on TV. It was probably mid-80s. There's a long story to this one. We had a family from Birmingham that used to caravan in our field because we owned a farm. And then the parents went out for the night, and the two teenage girls and I were at home watching this late night horrors. And somehow one of them was having a drink of something and then, broke the glass in her mouth, bit it off. So that was fun. And then all I remember from Theatre of Blood is there's a dog's head on a plate in it and a pie. So there we go. Every film tells a story. Looks like you're going to throw a key party, Gareth. There's a shag rug in there somewhere. Hang on, let me get out there. Not that side. No, it must be in the wash. Being hosed down out the back. It's a lovely beige. Let's see, this is... Everyone expects all these fancy colours with 70s bedrooms and lounges, but no. This is it. I'll get the 80s one at the end. They say the two track used to do this. No wonder his legs fell off and all his paintings were crap. Yes, there's some bottom references. Right, who wants to translate this one for me? Le Grand Bouffe. It's rejected from classification. Why is that? A group of men go to villain French countryside where they resolve to eat themselves to death. There we go. There's a fun one. And it's over a 2-hour film. Next. Crypt of the Living Dead. Two archaeologists, two adventurers on a scientific dig across the vampire burial ground and discover the creatures are about to awaken and attack a nearby village. Ooh, sounds fun. Only 81 minutes. Italian horror, I'm guessing. Car swapping party. Yeah, never mind the wires. Swap the cars. Oh, that's a good point. Is it cannibalism? Or are they eating food till they die? I'm guessing from the poster it looks like food they're going to eat till they die, but it could be each other. What's that film where they at each other? Oh, The Ice Storm. I've yet to see that. That's all anyone talks about is the key swapping party. Yes, unfortunately, Sir Pee Wee has left this earth. Sad news. Unforgiven is the greatest Western ever made. Okay, but Silverado is my favorite, if you know what I mean. I saw it a couple of years ago for the first time properly. I can't remember much about it, though. Now, here we go. Well, we're getting into the Fellinis. Who knows Fellinis? Looks like a series of comedic and nostalgic vignettes set in the 1930s Italian coastal town. Okay. But Italian comedy is quite hit and miss. Deep throat, isn't it? There you go. So it's like Leaving Las Vegas, but for food peoples. Yes, that is true. That is a good observation, Professor. Thank you. Evening, folks. Think about 1970s FA Cup final. Jesus Christ. I can't remember scores now, not alone 73 Cup final. Who was in the 73 FA Cup final? The second Blind Dead movie came out in 73. Is that I was just going to say, is The Living Dead those Blind Dead videos, or is it separate? Because that's what I thought of when it said The Living Dead. Is one of those Blind Dead. Oh, Sticky Fingers on 1970s was a regular. Okay. There you go. So Professor loves this one. It's pretty good. But it's like La Dolce La Vida is better. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm going to have to... So many old films I haven't seen, but... Now, is this one for exploitation reviews? You just did... Crap. Fritz the Cat today, I believe. Or am I imagining things? Okay. Wasn't in right. There you go. Heavy Traffic. An underground cartoonist contends with life in the inner city with various unsavory characters that serve inspiration for his art. So no one names I recognize apart from Ralph Bakshi. Tombs of the Blind Dead came out in 1972. Return of the Blind Dead. Also known as Return of the Living Dead came out in 1973. Thank you, Echo, for putting me right. Yeah, those Blind Dead films are weird. That was what I was meant to write. Best rather than based. Sunderland versus Leeds. They have football teams? Was it the cup final? I was -8 during this year. Fucker. Anyway, carrying on. Now this film. I watched this recently. Was that one of your recommendations? Dr. Impossible. Thriller, a cruel picture. This was, Christina Lindbergh, who's a very attractive young lady. But yeah, she's rendered mute after a childhood sexual assault. Then later on is trained to seek out... Well, that's not a very good description. She's rendered mute after a childhood sexual assault. She gets sexually assaulted later in life, then kidnapped by a guy to work in a brothel. Then she starts training with all these various people, and then comes back for revenge. And revenge is putting it bloody bluntly. But the weird thing is, the sex scenes in it, she has sex with the customers, and then the sex scenes in it, but they're apparently not people from the film. They were a traveling couple that used to perform sex acts live on stage. So they hired them to film these sex scenes, which are proper penetration sex scenes for this film. Not for the faint heart. I read that's Return of the Blind Date. Yeah, I don't think Echo knows what Blind Date is with Scylla. But yeah, the dating game, he might know it as not Blind Date. The second Blind Date came out soon. 73 is my favorite series. I can't remember which one I've seen. I think I've seen City of the Living Dead because I thought, what's this? City of the Living Dead? And you got Blind Zombies. I know it's early 80s, but American Pop. I remember that being an old one. See, I don't know a lot of him. The only thing I know Bakshi for is Lord of the Rings. Coming to a 17-year Return of the Blind Date. Is that the one with Kim Basinger's legacy sequel? I've only seen They Call Her One Eye, which is there you go. Yeah, the safer version of this film, which has hardcore love scenes. Yes, okay, there you go. You're not missing anything from these hardcore love scenes, but nothing is left to the imagination for those. It's quite a shock when you're watching it's just a normal film. So what you were saying is thriller. Yeah, put it on for the kids on a Sunday afternoon. Keep them quiet. Yeah, I would not. Yeah, it's one of those very adult films, not just because of the porn. Blind Date was a 1980s movie with Bruce Willis. Yeah, one of his first big films. Blind Date, Kim Basinger, get a squiffy, and she's anyone's. Yeah, there you go. Russell knows. Right, where do we get to? 42. Only another 360 to go. Yeah, I think we'll get to 100 and then zip on. Right, The Last American Hero. Now, a young hellraiser quits the moonshine business and tries to become the best NASCAR racer the South has ever seen. Now, this has Jeff Bridges in an early role and Ned Beatty, directed by Lamont Johnson. I can't remember if I've seen this or not. I remember getting to see it or trying to find it. But unfortunately, I can't remember if I did or not. So it's obviously either very unrememberable or I never saw it. Now, Belladonna of Sadness is not the Belladonna I was expecting to see in this list. But it looks like it's a Japanese film. And it looks like it's a grape soda film. Subsequently gets her banished from the village. A peasant girl makes a pact with the devil to gain magical powers and take her revenge. So it does sound awesome. It does have a 7.3 and it's only 86 minutes. And I guess that's the uncut version. So, anyone know those last two? Because the lower the list, the less well-known these things are going to be. A grape soda film, yes. Yeah, you have to learn from exploitation reviews of what can be said on YouTube. Right. The Last of Sheila. Oh, because an Aussie film at last. Now, there you go. Now Professor mentioned this. It does sound cool, but a Japanese fantasy from the 70s. What could go wrong? You're so cool, Brewster, indeed. I did watch Fright Night the other night. It's so great. Right, so The Last of Sheila is a Herbert Ross film. Okay. With Richard Benjamin, again, James Coburn, James Mason. After a year after she's killed by a hit-and-run driver, her wealthy husband invites a group of friends to spend a week on his yacht, playing scavenger hunt mystery game. The game turns out to be all too real and all too deadly. There you go. Sold. Sounds awesome. The Last of Sheila. Never heard of it. Anyone heard of that one? There we go. Partly written by Anthony Perkins. Thank you, Dr. Boston. You'd know it. Is it any good? My Demon Lover. Yes, that's a weird film. I saw that last year. It's true. We don't have grape soda over here, so yeah, that grape soda we unfortunately have. You have to go to the American shops. Now, oh shit, a German film. Looks sexy though. Right. Lieber Tür und Angel werden Diener Report. So I'm guessing a fiercely beautiful female executive goes into a meeting filled with male executives. Oh, this is going wrong quick. One by one, they each describe their erotic stories in this out of control, exciting expose of the traveling salesman. An adventure comedy, or it's called Between the Covers. It's only a 4.3, so it can't be that good or funny. Oh, it is Gath. Oh. No, I have to put that in your memory box. You try to say that movie title far too times. I can't say it once properly. But if anyone... damn. Are you still there, Bob, from Exploitation Reviews? Can you translate? Is it called Between the Covers? Is that the translation? Let's go back to some good old-fashioned American films. Charlie Varick. Now, I did see this. With Don Siegel directing more Joe Don Baker and Walter Matthau, Andrew Robinson from Scorpio. A man, his wife, and their friends stage a bloody bank robbery without realizing they are stealing from the mob. Is this one of the things I saw someone else do a full review of, I think? And I thought I should watch that. But I didn't. because it's hard to track down, I think. But yeah, Walter Matthau as a bank robber. Gesundheit. Okay, and then we get to Invasion of the Bee Girls. A powerful cosmic force is turning Earth women into queen bees who kill their men by wearing them out sexually. Now, I watched this last year because director Nicholas Meyer has a writing credit on it, but he he says it's not his work. Now, yeah, there you go. It is a bad beat. Yeah, it's not a comedy. It's a horror, but it's a bad horror from 1970 about girls that literally, yeah, they're turning into bees. So they have that weird many pictures in as their vision, many hexagons as their vision, and there's nudity, so you wouldn't like it, Echo. Attractive females in states of undress is something I know you'd be against. I'd avoid that one. And horror-wise, there's none. All right, so Sam Peckinpah's here now with a biography of Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. There you go. Before I continue with that, Charlie Varick is stunning, worth a watch. Indicate released the film on Blu-ray. Worthy film indeed. Thank you, Dr. Impossible. Pat Garrett is hired as a lawman on behalf of the wealthy New Mexico cattle barons to bring down his old friend Billy the Kid. So you got James Coburn and Chris Christopherson in a bloody Sam Peckinpah film. No, I can't remember if I've seen it or not. I don't think I have. Oh, yes. No innocent. Yes, no nude women for Echo, please. Only terrible shark films. So, The Thief Who Came to Dinner, another Ryan O'Neal again, directed by Bud Yorkin with Jacqueline Bisset. A computer programmer, if you can call them that those days, decides to become a thief, and he starts making waves on the insurance investigator who hands him. Also, he meets a woman who becomes his accomplice. Comedy romance could be good. Cross the Vine's been on my to-watch list for ages. Is that Kirk Douglas? No, that's the other one. Was it Kirk Douglas? Remind me who's the head lead in that, so I don't have to look it up, but I don't recognize The Thief Who Comes to Dinner. What year was Straw Dogs? Good point. I thought that was definitely early 70s. I would have said 73, but maybe it's earlier. Right. There's the first. Sorry, 3,379. It's taken an hour and 20 minutes to do the first 50. So, strap in. Here we go. Snake. Dirk Benedict of 18 fame. A college mate. Jacqueline Big Tits. Mate, yeah. Mate. You're doing something wrong or something funny, one of them. A college student becomes a lab assistant to a scientist who's working on a serum that can transform humans into snakes. The poster's awesome. I get the film is probably not. I always confuse Snake with Oliver Reed. Oh, here we go. We're on to must have been 71. Yeah, I think it was definitely early. James Coburn was in Cross the Vine. There you go. Thank you. What's the Kirk Douglas? Something with Glory, isn't it? That's the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, Cross the Vine with James. Thank you, friends. So, Schoolgirls in Chains. Oops, problematic. Two deranged brothers who are under the dominant influence of their crazed mother kidnap young girls and keep them captive in chains in their basement, where they subject them to depraved games that often end in torture and murder. Sounds charming. If you think B-Girls was about, try watching Trog with Joan Crawford, which is the biggest piece of shite ever. Oh, it didn't block shite, so that's good for you, Bob. Oh dear, that must be bad then. But Schoolgirls in Chains. The Crazies. Now, this one was George Romero. So yeah, this is in between the Dead films. Night of the Living and Day. No, Dawn. Isn't it? Yeah, that was later, 70s, wasn't it? The military attempts to contain a man-made combat virus that causes death and permanent insanity. So this is one that actually had a great remake with Timothy Olyphant in the early 2000s, but I think I prefer the remake, actually. Both good films. The Crazies is great. There you go. Yeah, it's good old crazy. It's good old George A. Romero. I don't know if there was a George Romero that was more famous. Oh, here we go. Woody Allen. Sleeper. Let's see. A nerdish store owner is revived after cryostasis in a future world to fight an impressive government. I haven't seen that in years. I know his films have taken a turn recently. 2010. There you go. Thank you, Mike. Right. There you go. There you go, Mike. Oh, it's got Roddy McDowall and The Legend of Hell House. I think, yeah, I recognize the poster. See, Crazy's awesome movie. I love it, and the remake. Good. Someone agrees with me at least. A physicist, his wife, and two mediums are hired to investigate the Belasco house, where 27 guests were unexpectedly died in 1927, along with a team of paranormal investigators that was sent in the early 50s. So I remember I've definitely seen it, but I'll have to look it up again. Coburn did a Western with Charlton Heston, but I've forgotten the bloody name. I think Fox made the film. Very underrated, and the Blu-ray's out of print. Thank you, Doctor. Right. Oh, hang on. There's Bob. I can see it now. Shite did got... Oh, another mod. Thank you. Oh, Franz is a mod. Mike the Fifth Beatles a mod. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I need to check that out again. I watched... What did I watch? Fright Night the other night. Roddy McDowall's so great in there. And he's great in everything. So, Bananas is one of the funnest films I've seen. I haven't seen that in ages. Stallone's in that, isn't he? There's a very small part. Right. Oh, Turkish Delight. What's this then? Paul Verhoeven. What's this? Yeah, I need to complete the... Was it Armand Flint? Then there's at least 2 or 3 Flint movies, isn't there? But he was great in them. Disney have pulled physical media from Australia and other countries. I knew about Australia, but they weren't releasing much. Anyway. But yeah. Apart from the Marvel and Star Wars films, were they actually releasing any films that would be noticed, apart from the Fox back catalogue that they own? So we got Rutger Hauer, Mim van der Brink, A Young Love Faces with Old Problems. I think someone should translate that better. Right, then we get to John Wayne film. Bloody hell, I forget how far back we're going here. The Train Robbers. A gun known... I think there's 2 films. I've only got The Train Robbers on VHS. I thought I had the other one, but I couldn't find it. A gun hand named Lane is hired by widow Mrs. Lowe to find gold stolen by her husband so that she may return it and start fresh. Got Anne Margaret in it. Yum yum. But yeah, Westerns I am not up to date with. But Mothers and Whores, what's this? A chauvinist. Someone who was a chauvinist in the 70s must have been pretty hardcore then. There's got to be a plan to this. Yeah. The last 9 films have lost money. They've lost over $1 billion in the last few years, and now they're turning away from physical releases to streaming as the future. But yeah, if someone will come, maybe they're diving the shares on purpose so they can buy them all back. Balances relationships with several women, including the maternal Marie and the sexually liberated Veronica, in the post-1968 led to an intellectual scene of Paris. Okay, excuse me. And it's a drama romance that's 215 minutes. Fucking hell. Does anyone know that one? 14 and under. We'll keep going past that. Here we go. She-Devils of the SS. The last 2 days of World War II, women are volunteering all over Germany to serve in the front lines by having sex with Nazi soldiers. Now, yeah, this will be a future of the smut talks, the prison films and the SS films and stuff, but does anyone know that? I bet Disney Plus numbers are crap like Netflix. Yeah, Netflix only worked when it first came out because they had everything in one place. Then everyone else started their own fucking streaming services and took all their content back from Netflix, and now we're all fucked. with about 20 different streaming services. I was going to buy The Exorcist 4K on pre-order, but the scalpers have bought them. Fuck. £200, and it's not even released yet. Mother pass bucket. That's not good, is it? Lady Snowblood. Now, this is one I need to see. This is one that's mentioned a lot. A striking beautiful young woman is trained from birth to be the deadly instrument of revenge against swindlers who destroyed her family. Another revenge film. We've got Day 4 Night. We've got Francois Truffaut, Jacqueline Big Tits again, and what's another? The committed film director struggles to complete his movie while coping with a myriad of crises, personal and professional, amongst his cast includes comedy, drama, romance. Okay. Just watch Paramount next year in Australia. Will they be next to pull the trigger on physical media? Imprint won't be happy if they do. Yeah, it looks like a very nice box set, but that price they can fuck a crucifix. Yeah, I got my VHS box set from 99 that was sealed, still sealed. 200 quid, yeah, that's insane. Probably won't ever go down either. But yeah, Day for Night, comedy, romance, drama. Yeah. Torso, this sounds familiar. Is this a giallo film? A string of appalling lust murders shocks University of Perugia as a sadistic serial killer strangles to death beautiful college girls with a red, black, and scarf. Sounds familiar, but I need to check that out again. Swamp Bait. Or Gator Bait, as it might be called. Zoe lives in the swamp and supports herself and her siblings by poaching. Ben and Deputy Billy hope to get a little sexual comfort from a Cajun swamp rat when they catch. Dun, dun, dun. I hope not. They're putting out good titles, even though their transfers were not very good. Here we go. Battle of the Planet Apes. 86 minutes. Which one's this? Roddy McDowall, of course. J. Lee Thompson directed it. 10 years after the worldwide series of ape revolutions and the brutal nuclear war amongst humans, Caesar must protect survivors of both species from an insidious human cult and militant ape faction alike. Is that the last film? Because, I remember the one where Roddy McDowall and the woman go back in time to modern-day America. Then they get killed, and then the baby survives. I guess is this the baby? Timeline's all over the shop, right? But Baba Yaga, the devil witch, sounds fun. The photographer finds herself falling under the spell of a witch. Anyone know that one? It's an 18. Oh, there you go. Battle of Planet Apes was Colin Camp's first film. Okay. Now, what did I see on the other day? What's that? Well, I should say the other day. Here we go. Car Hill. This is the one I couldn't find. Another one on John Wayne Western. Tough Marshall has a difficult task when his two sons join the gang and rob a bank. I thought I had it. I remember the cover, but another Western. Yeah, I guess it's the same with these fucking tickets, isn't it? For concerts. If you don't get in the queue an hour ahead and then they're sold out in 60 seconds. Bloody ridiculous. She doesn't have any lines in it, I remember. Does she just stand there looking good? Jonathan Livingston Seagull. What the hell is this? Julep Mills, a skilled flyer but very rebellious young seagull. Hang on, what? Is kicked out of their clan, however, instead of being sad or lonely, he decides to enjoy and explore his newfound freedom. It's a family drama. Have POTA, Planet of the Apes DVD box set. Is that the old series? That's fine. I think I have that as well. I have a version. I need to check on that. Breezy. Oh, Clint Eastwood. Directed. I've never seen this. I forget it exists most of the time. A young girl tries to find her way in life, suffering from her own naivete and sincerity. With William Holden. But yeah, it's never one that's even mentioned as a Clint Eastwood film. Here we go. The Paper Chase. We've had Paper something else. House. Timothy Bottoms, Lindsay Wagner, John Houseman. First-year law student at Harvard School struggles with balancing his coursework and a woman unaware that she has a connection that affects their relationship. Who's that? Don't know that one. Oh. Professor, you've heard of the Seagull flick. Never seen it, but I heard it's one of those life-changing, inspiring movies. Okay. Is it an animation? Oh, hang on. I clicked the wrong button. Right. Well, I'm bored of this room. Hang on. Let's see how much we can get through in the last half hour. So let's go to the 80s. That's funky. Right. You had me up late enough last night. You were supposed to start at 11:30. You started nearly 12, and then you were mute for 10 minutes. Who's streaming you on at 1 a.m.? Fuck's sake. I will be joining you. I'll watch it tomorrow. I gave the other day, and I bought the Jaws 2 4K limited edition. I got it for 50 quid, which is a lot cheaper than what most scalpers are charging for it. Yeah, I guess a lot of the scalpers get shot in the foot sometimes. Geez, my 50-50 prediction way off. I'm hitting 70%. Well, this second page it'll just get more and more unknowns and rare ones. What was the name of the seagull flick? I seem to recall Roger Ebert eating that film. Well, that doesn't narrow it down, does it? It was called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. That sounds interesting. Right, where are we? Oh, Piswells. Yes, Piswells. He's in Kentucky. So, here we go. Ludwig. Don't recognize. Oh, Trevor Howard. The Reign of a Tormented Ludwig, King of Bavaria. Okay. A biography, history, drama. Okay, next. Godspell, another musical. Another religious musical. Who's in that? Victor Garber. Don't recognize that. A modern day song and dance recreation of the gospel. Here we go. Here's a good one. Robert Val, Karen Black, Joe Don Baker again. Bloody hell, he was busy. In The Outfit. Earl Mackin robs the bank owned by the mob. That's becoming a theme tonight. Serves his prison time as released, only to start a private war against the outfit that owned the bank. Okay. Here we go. The Lolly Madonna War. Yep, that's good news. So we've got Rod Steiger, Jeff Bridges again. In the early 70s, a young woman passing through rural Tennessee unintentionally gets caught in a feud between two local neighboring clans, the Feathers and the Gutshalls. Don't know that one. Oh, hang on, sorry. Bob. I wouldn't even pay 50, not when they're 35, yeah. It's a shame that people get. Oh, that's it. It's in that book he did called I hated this movie. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, he did change his tune a few times. There's certainly been a trend that happening. If Disney are fully successful streaming and us, then I expect others to follow. Yeah. I don't think they'll be. If they were doing well, they wouldn't. Yeah. Then they would get good streaming numbers, but with the rubbish they're putting out, The Baby. What's this? Ted Post. That sounds familiar. Who's he? A social worker still reeling from the loss of an architect husband investigates the eccentric, psychedelic Wandsworth family consisting of a mother, 2 daughters, and an adult son with apparent mental capacity of an infant. Drama, horror, thriller. The Baby. Okay. Color me interested. Oh, another version of Tom Sawyer. There's a musical version. Don't recognize anyone in there. So we're going to crack on to the ones I don't know. What's this one? Stellan Skarsgård. Back in 1973, Anita is a girl of only teenage years. While she's developed early physically to a mature woman, she's emotionally struggling. Her relationship with her parents and her friends is dun dun dun. Doesn't sound suitable for this. Teenagers pack a van of beer and go on the road in search of sexual adventures in Blue Summer. Who's in that? Lily By Peep, Bo White, Davy Jones. Not the Davy Jones. What do you got? 33, 39.99, which original retail. When I went for 50, I wasn't going to go any further. Yeah, it's not that much more. The Paper Chase is a good drama. Okay, now we get into another sexual erotic stories. I know a erotic collection of short stories, tantalizing tales about the sexual desire and diverse manifestations. Oh, the outfit needs to be seen. Oh. What was that? How far back? Oh, yeah, definitely need to see that. Good point. I will check what I need to see on this list later. Brigitte Bardot film. Monday Don Juan-styled woman who prides herself in the destruction of men who have fallen for her charms reveals to a priest that the murder she committed and honestly details her past sexual encounters. Okay. Class of 44. Don't recognize anything about that one. The Devil's Plaything. A lesbian vampire soul is kept on in the bodies of her descendants. Sold. The Cheerleaders. There we go. I think, was that mentioned earlier? A group of cheerleaders from the local high school decided to show their school spirit for their football team by sleeping with the opponents the night before the game so that they can be so worn out the opposition won't be able to play. Well, that's a genius plan. Let's see how it plays out, Cotton. There we go. The Satanic Rites of Dracula. In 1970, Scotland Yard believed it has uncovered a case of vampires, and they call in veteran vampire hunting researcher, Professor Lorimer Van Helsing, who is Peter Cushing, who is a descendant of Abraham Velson. Yes, I'm getting jealous, Professor, aren't you? Well, the fact it was in cinemas. Good news for Pee-wee if he was back then. The Hourglass Sanitarium. That's another one I'm not going to pronounce. Joseph visits his dying father in a remote mental institution where time itself doesn't seem to exist and the line between dreams and memories becomes indistinguishable. Yeah, over 2 hours, I'm not sure. Oh, no, the Beehive film, a bee film. Yeah. In 1940, after watching and being traumatized by the movie Frankenstein, a sensitive 7-year-old girl living in a Spanish village drifts away into her own fantasy world. Hey, stand to know you. The Cheerleaders is a great sports comedy. I believe that. I'm sure there's no nakedness in it. Oh, Frankenstein. Oh, an Italian Frankenstein with 2 zombies, one male, one female, planning to mate them to make a master race. Well, that's got to be seen to be believed, that one. I've got to watch that one now. Udo Kier's in it, so it's got to be good. Oh, God. Schoolgirl Report Part 5, or What the Parent Should Know. 6 more first-hand accounts of sexual awakening. Next. Oh, Lucky Man. There we go. That's good old Malcolm McDowell. What's he say? An ambitious coffee salesman has a series of improbable and ironic adventures that seem designed to challenge his naive idolism. Bloody hell, 178 minutes for a comedy. Whew, some of these are going to be probably not going to watch. Oh, we got Knucklemen. What's this? Also known as Terminal Island by the poster. After the abolishment of the death penalty, California murderers are dumped on an island to spend the rest of their lives unsupervised. Their 2 groups are formed, one led by a psychopath, and the other group determined to bring him down. Yes, great zombie shagging. Why has no one ever thought of that before? I guess we had Return of the Living Dead Part 3 was the closest. Sexy zombies. No, I'm trying to click on it to open it. No, that's not doing it. Down here. Right. Cannibal Girls. Bloody hell. A couple. What's it? Ivan Reitman. Okay, comedy horror. Eugene Levy. Ronald Ulrich. A young couple spend the night in a farmhouse owned by a reverend, only to find out that it is also lived by a beautiful woman who hunger after human flesh. Very interesting. Definitely going to have a look for some of these. They might be fun, at least. They can all okay off. Good point, Bob. Right. Let's have a look. Black Mama, White Mama. Here we go. Pam Grier again. Sid Haig. A black prostitute and a white revolutionary must form an uneasy alliance when they are busted out of prison, pursued by guerrillas, bounty hunters, and the army. Sold. You don't get films like this anymore. Are they hot Cannibal Girls? That would pique my interest. This is what I'm going to guess they are for if it's a 1970s film. Hey, Joe. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Oh, Lucky Man has a superb score by Alan Price. Okay, but is the film any good? All right, what do you get? The Mac. Oh, another blaxploitation film with Richard Pryor. Goldie returns from 5 years in state pen and winds up king of the pimping game. Of course he does. Trouble comes in the form of 2 corrupt white cops and a crime lord who wants to return to the small town. Ugh. There is a lot of these I'm going to have to watch now, aren't I? All right. And then The Castle of Purity. Yeah, man's moving picture. Watching out. Hope you're well. I hope you're well too. Thanks for joining us. How do you feel about Source 10? I will watch it at some point. Not probably in the cinemas. I have the Mac. It was okay. Oh, it's a Superfly and Dolomite are better. I can believe that. Yeah, because it's got 6.5. But that doesn't mean anything, does it, on IMDb? The Castle of what? The Purity. What is this? What country is this from? The story of a disciplined and sexually driven man who keeps his family isolated in his home for years, protecting them from the evil nature of human beings while inventing with his wife. Dun, 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 something. Yeah. Emperor of the North Pole, Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine, Keith Carradine, Robert Aldrich directing. In 1933, during the Depression, Shaq, the brutal conductor of the number 19 trail, has a personal vendetta against the best train hopping hobo tramp in the Northwest. A number one. Oh, A number one. The Duke. I still have to watch Daylight Saving. Daylight, starring down. Have not seen it. Okay, yeah, definitely check that out. She's not in it much, so you're not going to miss it. Same with Masked for Death. She's not in that much either. Sex and Fury. Okay. Another Japanese sex film. The Macintosh Man. More Paul Newman. James Mason. A member of British intelligence assumes a fictitious criminal identity and allows himself to be caught in prison and freed in order to infiltrate a spy organization and expose a traitor. Sounds good. John Huston's film. Okay. Very interesting. From 1973, yeah, pictures. My top two are Enter the Dragon and Exorcist. Yeah, those were the first two on the list, funnily enough. Yeah, they are probably the best films of the year for different reasons. The Mad Adventures of Rabbi Jacob. A bigoted Frenchman finds himself forced to impersonate a popular rabbi while on the run from a group of assassins and the police. Yeah, that's going to travel well today, isn't it? Nope. All nudity shall be punished. A lot of foreign films coming up here. Prostitutes, A Touch of Class. Who's in this? George Segal, Glenn. No. Romantic comedy about a pair of clandestine lovers in a London, Spain. Best. Oh, if I could click on it. No, it's not showing. Show. There we go. It's gone. Fuck. There we go. Right. Let's see. 942. Do one more page. Because I think there we go. Electric Light and Blue. This was. I watched. Rob Lake. I watched In Cold Blood last night. That's a fun film. Same as this. This is about a motorcycle cop who patrols the Arizona desert highways. But yeah, that supposed he witnessed things go on. I'm not going to spoil it. I recommend you watch it, but it's another not fun film. The Warriors and the Wanderers. That's the point. Were they? I think they were older than 73, weren't they? That film that is meant to be mentioned is getting a UK. By the way, okay. Hang on, which film? Bang the Drum Slowly. What's this one? Robert De Niro, Michael Moriarty. A story of friendship between two worldwide star pitchers and a half-wit catcher as they cope with the catcher's terminal illness throughout the baseball season. I've heard the name. I never knew anything about it. What's your preferred decade? Are those 90s? I don't know many. Oh, Jesus Franco. There we go. A Franco film. If you like nudity. And nuns. A group of nuns possessed by demons and then are tortured in a dungeon of horror to the Inquisition. Yeah, if you know Jesus Franco films, then you'll. Yep, I do enjoy well, I don't say if I enjoy it, but it's a good film. A great film. But not much. It's very well made, isn't it? Electric Light in Blue is a real classic. Shane Robert Lake probably killed his girlfriend in real life. Allegedly, I'm going to say that. The surreal quality of Anderson's allegorical perspective of life in England at the time seems to be the driver for Oh Lucky Man. It's very much driven by body politics and social issues of today. Okay. And it's still a bit long, though. Sound of Freedom. Jesus Christ. I read it out. Sorry. Exorcist, yeah, sure was a good movie. 1979, Wanderers and Warriors. I think Warriors is a bit more rewatchable. I'm assuming this list is everyone. Yes. 3,000 films. Who'd have thought 3,000 films were made? Yeah, we're not going through 3,000 films. The best ones at the beginning. When did Halloween come out? That was 78. Halloween, the first one. Right, got Godzilla versus Megalodon, which is the 100th Godzilla film. Then we get The Vault of Horror. Here we go. We got Terry Thomas and Tom Baker. Tom Baker again. So yeah, these British anthology horrors from the 70s are great stuff. Yeah, so 5 men trapped in the basement of an office building tell stories, etc. Jesus Franco again. A beautiful female vampire lures men to their doom. That is true. And I'm sure she does it with no clothes on. Lisa and the Devil, a Mario Brava film with Telly Savalas and Elkie Summer. Here we go. Tourist spends a night in a derelict villa, seen to a supernatural grip on an eccentric butler who resembles the depiction of the devil. She's seen in an old fresco. Yeah, next. Yeah, I'm going to jump through these. Killing Kind. Dillinger, there you go. John Milas film. Cloris Leachman. Don Dillinger and his gang go on a bank robbing spree across the Midwest, but one G-man is determined to bring him down. It's probably one of the most famous on this list so far. Godzilla movie, yeah. That looks like a good movie. Thank you. I completely thought Serpico was from 1973. I thought it was 1974. It might be one that got re-released in 74 or released worldwide in 74. I didn't go in it to check, actually. Emperor of the North gets my vote. Aldrich directed The Dark Western Universe type. But Lancaster in Olzana's Raid. Okay, Unforgettable film. Okay. Click. Right. Don Johnson in the Harrod Experiment, comedy romance drama. Another Ted Post film. The 7-Ups. This was a good film with Roy Scheider. So a tough detective in the elite New York City unit trying to find out who killed his partner, but uncovers a plot to kidnap monsters for money. Yeah, that's a good film if you want a French Connection style film. Russell's. My link's gone. There we go. Adopted parents from England. I remember my aunt had a sweet shop over there. Nice. What Halloween movie is your favorite? Halloween 4 or 5? 4. Yeah, definitely 4. Lost Horizon. Another one. George Kennedy. While escaping war-torn China, a group of Europeans crash in the Himalayas, where they are rescued and taken to a mysterious Valley of the Blue Moon, Shangri-La. Okay, seduction. Foreign film. Secrets of the Sweet 16s. Oh dear. Carry On Girls. There we go. So this is when the Carry On films were taking a dive. So this is one where there's a beauty contest on a seaside town. And then we get Psychomania. This is a Beryl Reeves. This is a British film, is it? A amiable psychopathic leader of a violent teen motor gang is spurred on by his mother, Satan worships him, spiritual medium, into committing suicide and returning to life as the undead. Yeah, I like 1770s. The Way We Were. Yeah, we've seen that. Barbara Streisand in her prime. That is good. Yeah, very enjoy it. She is good there. Electric Garden Blues. Far better than Easy Rider. I cannot stand Easy Rider. Electric is an antidote. Great score too. Yeah, that was a very surprising film. I think I saw that in your recommendation, Doctor. It was a great film. Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Always nice to hear. Right. Oh, we've got a Charles Bronson film. Angel Island. Valdez the Half-Breed, a runaway teenager and a mixed-race horse breeder strike an unlikely friendship in the context of common hardships. Action adventure drama. Go check that one out. I always love some Bronson. I watched Hard Times the first time last night. It was really good. Cruising. The Real Cop had a comedy. There you go. Based on a true story. What year was that? Psychomania is a great piece of crap. I'd like to see Jay tackle that one. Okay, I'll have to try and remember that one. He does like the crap films. He's just suffering a bit from them at the moment. Say the Tiger. John G. Alverton from Rocky fame. Jack Lemmon. The Disillusioned War veteran has 2 days to let go of his shaken morals if he wants the small fashion company to survive. Again, Day of the Dolphin. Mike Nichols. But yeah, a lot of stuff, old stuff. I'm not knowing. George C. Scott. A marine biologist teaches dolphins to communicate in English, but shady characters plan to kidnap the trained mammals for sinister purposes. Candy Snatchers. Ooh, next. The Stone Killer, Mole Bronson, and Michael Buena, a top New York detective sent to Los Angeles where he must solve a case involving an old Sicilian mafia family feud. That's a good one. There's Scorpio, which is Burt Lancaster. Michael Winner again. Bloody hell, even looking around. Oh, thank you. Yes, I do try to keep it fun. Still like Easy Rider. Yeah, I haven't seen it for a very long time. I was born in 98. Oh, never mind. All-American Boy, John Voight. What was we had All-American Hero earlier, didn't we? Charles Eastman. 3 Wishes for Cinderella. Schlock, John Landis film. So we've had... Damn. Who was directing Ghostbusters? His film. This Schlock wasn't very good. But Hitler's The Last 10 Days. Alec Guinness, Simon Ward, okay. Cleopatra Jones. Definitely going to check that one out. Another blaxploitation film. They're great fun. The Punishment. Oh, trouble one. The Iceman Cometh. John Frankenheimer, Lee Marvin. Okay. Jeff Bridges again. What's his third film? A salesman with a sudden passion to reform. Okay. The Neptune Factor. Underwater Sub. Underwater. Sounds about fun. Executive Action. Burt Lancaster. Little Miss Innocence. A lot of these young girls losing their innocence. Massage Parlor Murders. Yeah, there you go. The Iron Rose. Don't know. Yeah, this is where we. The insurance investigator battles Dr. Sue and her all sexy all-girl army. Yeah, I'm going to have to check out some of these. Last House on Dead End Street. After being released from prison, a young gangster with a chip on his shoulder decides to punish society by making snuff films. The Laughing Policeman, Walter Matthau again, Bruce Dern, Jr. Oh, I saw that. It's not a fun film. Easy Rider. Was there a sequel to Easy Rider or a TV show? Am I imagining that? Do I have a particular favorite? I guess so far I think there's a lot, but Enter the Dragon is probably the most rewatchable. Well, over the Exorcist. I prefer Top Gun Maverick because the more I watch the original Top Gun, the less I like it. I never liked it much when it came out. Little Miss Innocence was the original Death Game. Oh, not. That's it. Death Game was the one I was thinking of earlier with Colin Camp. Thank you, friends. And Sex of the Witch, Alvin Purple. Yeah, where Tales That Witness Murder, Donald Pleasance film. Freddie Francis directing. Oh yeah, I think I might have seen that under a different name. Psychiatrist tells stories of 4 special cases to a colleague. And The Hideaways. Tenderness of the Wolves. Yeah, Beyond Atlantis with Patrick Wayne, Sid Haig. I think I remember Beyond Atlantis. The Roommates, a lot of sex sells in this lot. 5 young ladies who decide to spend their summer vacation. Yeah, as soon as it says 5 lovely young ladies, you know what type of film. That'll Be the Day with David Essex, Ringo Starr. Musical set in the 50s, based on John Lennon's early years. Bloody hell, that was in 1973. Don't Look in the Basement, another film with Don't Look in the with Don't in the title. Don't Look Back, and Don't Go Into the House. There she experiences varying degrees of torment. Horror Hospital. There you go. Michael Gough. A lot of Robin Asquith. Oh, I've seen this, yeah. Usual British horror of the 70s. And now the screaming starts. Peter Cushing, Patrick McNee. I think I've seen that. Hang on her wedding night, she's raped. And the ghost, by ghosting, gets pregnant. There you go. Right, I think I'll leave it for tonight. Let's go to the 10. Hell's Angels on Wheels with Jack Nicholson and Adam Rourke, and The Wild Angels with Peter Fonda. Nancy Sinatra are 2 of my favorite biker movies. I did not know there were other biker movies from that. Because Jack Nicholson, didn't he write or direct Easy Rider? Oh, all right. Take care, Joseph. Of course, you're in America. good afternoon. Yeah, Enter the Dragon is perfect. Yeah, as a film, that's a great 1973 film, and you can rewatch it loads of times. No worries, it's a good one. Executive action was the JFK of his day. Okay, not as slightly edited as Oliver Stone's glossy, well-acted thriller, but pretty decent. Okay, I have to check that out. Especially if it's Burt Lancaster. Haven't seen enough of his films. Colin Camp was Smoking Hot. Now, good on David Worth for filming her. Yes, God, yes, indeed. Because she was the maid in Clue, wasn't she? Way of the Dragon, Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris. Epic fight, yeah. I don't think we get a fight like that anymore, would we? Right, I'm going to call it a night. I would like to thank you for joining me. Dr. Impossible, Yum Yum, Joseph, Russell, Franz, and who else? Everyone else that joined in. Bob. And I will see you another night. I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of the week, but we shall see. Good night, all. Indeed, Bob says it best. Oh, hang on, I missed it. If someone doesn't like the Great Bruce Lee, I have no idea what planet they're living on. Yes, night all. Right. See you next time. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining me.